Hey guys, we're doing page 301 and 302 in our math books. We're going to do all of number 1. Number 2, we're going to do just letter A. We're going to do number 3. On the next page, we'll do number 5, just letter B. Number 6, A and B. Number 7, A and B. And number 8, A, B, and C. So I wanted to mention again about your math test that you've taken. I notice a lot of you, now again, not all of you, but a lot of you have been leaving some things blank or some things just half done. Don't do that. Do not allow yourself to do that. Finish the problem all the way, as much as you can, and do not just leave questions blank, because like if you try on the question, I can give you a couple points credit for it, but if you just leave it blank, you get all of the question wrong. You don't get any kind of credit for it or anything. So please, please, please do not leave the questions blank. Absolutely not. And mom and dad, you definitely will want to help me out with this, because that does not help them like academically, and that's just not something that we want to do on our tests and quizzes. So make sure you're not leaving those questions blank, especially in math. So on this page, in this lesson in math, we're doing 12 as a divisor, so just dividing by 12. We already know how to multiply by 12, and all we're doing is dividing by 12. So I'm not necessarily going to go over this particularly, but do keep in mind 11 times 12 and 12 times 12, those are kind of the newer ones for us. 11 times 12 is 132, and 12 times 12 is 144. So 132 divided by 12 is 11, and 144 divided by 12 is 12. So those are, again, are kind of newer ones for us. I'm not going to do number 1 with you. It's just divided by 12, and I know that you guys can do that. Number 2, letter A. I'll go ahead and do that one on the board with you. I want you to see if you can pause the video right now and see how many of those problems on both of these pages you can do on your own. I know I kind of haven't been saying it out loud in every single video, but as often as you can, I want to see if when I start doing a problem on the board, I want you to pause the video and try the problem on your own. And that gives you a good idea of how much you know it, and when it comes to seeing those problems on test or quizzes, think of it like a practicing for test or quizzes. Because the problems that I'm doing with you, you're probably going to end up seeing on test or quizzes. So number 2, letter A, we have 73 times 42. And this is just multiplication. So let's go ahead and ignore this tens place. So we just have the 73 times 2. We already know how to do that, so let's go ahead and do it. 2 times 3 is 6. And 2 times 7 is 14, and put a 0 underneath my ones place to show that I'm multiplying by a tens place value, and multiply this 73 times this 4 now. 4 times 3 is 12, carry that 1, put the 2 down here. 4 times 7 is 28, plus this 1 is 29. Go ahead and add these numbers together, put a line underneath, and let's go ahead and add them. 0 plus 6, well, that's easy. That's 6. 4 plus 2 is, again, 6. 1 plus 9 is 10. Put a 0 there and carry the 1 up here. And 2 plus this 1 up here is 3. Make sure you put a comma there. And my answer is 3,066. I have my next problem is a division problem up here on the board behind me. It says divide and check. So I'll do the dividing with you. I won't check because I know that you can do the check all by yourself, so I won't use video time to do that. So let's go ahead and get started. 7 will go into 20. Well, 7 will go into 2 0 times, first of all. But then if we go ahead and take that shortcut, we're going to go straight into 7 into 20. 7 will go into 20. Let's try 3. Might be around 3. So 7 will go into 20 3 times. 3 times 7 is 21. And we have a problem. This 20 is smaller than 21. I cannot do 20 minus 21. So 21 is too big, which means this 3 up here is also too big. So let's go ahead and erase this 21 and erase that 3 up there. Those numbers are too big, so let's go with the smaller number, 2. Let's try 2. 2 times 7 is 14. Let's go ahead and put 14 up there. Subtract. And I have 20 minus 14. I can't do 0 minus 4, so let's go ahead and borrow. 2 becomes 1, and put a 1 in front of that 0, so it's 10. And 10 minus 4, I can do that. 10 minus 4 is 6, and then 1 minus 1 is 0, and 6 is smaller than 7. So I have this 6 right here. I need to carry down the 3. I noticed on the test a couple of you, when you were doing some dividing, you would forget to carry down that 3 when you maybe got into this last one over here. Make sure you're not forgetting to carry down whatever number is supposed to be next in the sequence. So make sure you keep that in mind. So our next step is to do 7 into 63. 7 divided into 63. How many times? Well, I think that 9 would be a really good guess. So let's go ahead and guess 9. 9 times 7 is 63. So put 63 down here. Minus, and 63 minus 63 is easy. It's 0. And my next step is to bring down this 0. So bring down a 0, and I have 7 will go into 0 times. So put a 0 right there. 0 times 7 is 0, subtract, and 0 minus 0 is 0. Very good. And my answer is 290, and make sure you don't forget to check that as well. Page 302, number 5, letter B, is a story problem. Again, if you have not already done this, I want to see if maybe you can go ahead and do it. Try it without me doing it for you on the board before we do it in the video. But the story problem does say, Aubrey's grades in spelling are 99, 100, 98, 94, 197. So Aubrey seems to be getting pretty good grades in spelling. The question says, what is her average? So I need to add these numbers together, and then I need to divide them. Divide the answer, at least. So let's put these grades down. She got a 99. She got a 100. She got a 98. 94. And, a couple more. 100 again. And 97. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it looks like they took 6 spelling tests. Let's go ahead and add these numbers together. And yeah, let's go and do that. 9 plus 0 is, of course, 9. Plus 8, 9 plus 8 is 17. So we have 17. Plus 4 more, so 17 plus 4 is 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So we have 21 right here. Plus 0 is still 21. And then 21 plus that 7 is 28. So I have 28 as my answer. I don't just put 28 down here because I'm adding. So I'll put the 8 down here in the 1's place. And then my 2 will get carried above this 10's place. And then I have a whole bunch of 9's right here. So let's just count those 9's for the moment. 1, that's a 0. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Then another 0 right there. So 4 9's. I could do 9 plus 9 plus 9 plus 9. Or I could just do 9 times 4 and figure out what all those 9's are added together. 4 9's together, or 4 times 9, is 36. So I know that if I add all of these 9's together, I'll get 36. And then I can just 38. And again, I have some numbers in the 100's place. So I'll put an 8 down here. I'll put a 3 in my 100's place to get carried. So I have 3 plus a 1 right here for 100. So 3 plus 1 is 4. Plus another 1 down here is 5. And that's the first half of this problem. So my answer, my halfway point in this is 588. You're not putting 588 in the blank because we're not done with this problem yet. We're averaging. So we have this 588. We need to write a division problem. Okay, and 588 is going to go inside my division. So we have 588 divided by what number? Divided by 99? No. 100? No. None of these numbers are going to be used for a division. So what number are we going to use to divide? Here's what we can do. Count these numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 numbers that got added together. And that's going to be the number that we divide by. Okay? Make sure if you're struggling figuring out what number to use to divide by, just count the numbers. How many numbers are added together? That's what number that you divide by. If we're adding 100 numbers together, then we're dividing by 100. If we're adding 3 numbers together, we're dividing by 3. Okay, so however many numbers that we're using to add together, that's what number we're going to divide by. So we're going to use the number 6 because there are 6 numbers that we need to add together. So we have 6 will go into 5. Well, that's easy. 6 will go into 5 0 times. So put a 0 up there. And now I can do the shortcut. I can do 6 will go into 58. Well, I know 6 times 6 is 36. 6 times 7 is 42. 6 times 8 is 48, not 58. So I still need to keep going. 6 times 9 is 54. 54 is pretty close to 58. And it doesn't go over. So let's try that. It would be 6 times 9 is 54. So I'll say 6 will go into 58 9 times. So let's go ahead and write it right there. 6 will go into 58 9 times. Now I'm going to go 9 times 6. Well, I know 6 times 9 is 54, just like we said. 54 right there. Minus 8 minus 4 is 4. And 5 minus 5 is 0. Right. Yes, 5 minus 5 is 0. And 4 is smaller than 6. And 8 will get brought down because that's my next step. Remember, we divide, multiply, subtract, compare, bring down. After we bring down, we're going to start over, so we're going to divide again. 6 into whatever the bottom number is, and right here it's 48. 6 will go into 48. Well, we just said 6 times 6 is 36. 6 times 7 is 42. 6 times 8 is 48. And 48 is right there. So 6 times 8, so 6 will go into 48 8 times. Let's go ahead and put that down. And now we multiply. Well, we just said 6 times 8 is 48, so let's put that down. 48. My next step is to subtract. 48 minus 48 is 0. So her average grade, or her average, is 98. 98 is her average. So make sure that is written down. Number 6, they want us to round some of these numbers and then add them together, or estimate them is what they're saying. They want us to estimate the answers. The way that we're going to do that, and I set this up like this on purpose because it's how it looks in your book. This is letter A. The way that they want us to do this is they want us to take this number right here, this first number 16, they want us to round it to the nearest 10. If it was 480, they would want us to round it to the nearest 100, but right here they want us to round this to the nearest 10. So 16 rounded to the nearest 10 is either going to be closer to 10 or 20. I'm going to look at my ones place right here. 6. And is 6 closer to 10 or 0? Well, 6 is a little bit closer to 10. Remember, if the number is 5 or higher, we're going to round up to the next 10. If it's 4 or smaller, then this tens place is going to stay the same, and ones place is just going to become 0. So 6 is higher than 5, so we will consider this rounded up. It's rounded up to 20. So we're going to put 20 right there. And 81, so 81 is either going to get rounded down to 80 or up to 90. So I'm going to look at this ones place right here. It's a 1. So I have 1 is closer to 0 or 10. Well, 1 is 4 or smaller. It's in that category. So we're going to say this is rounded down to the number 80, because 80 is the next 10 below 81. So kind of like, think of it like this. 8 in the tens place is going to stay the same. 1 is going to become 0. There we go. And now all I have to do is add these two numbers together to get an estimate of the answer. So whenever we are wanting to estimate the sums, that's just what it means. You're rounding these two numbers to the nearest 10 or 100 or whatever place it might be, and then add those two numbers together. So 20 plus 8, well, I have this, just add the tens place together. 8 plus 2 is 10, and then another 0 behind it would be 100. And this is the estimate of these two numbers together. Now, if I was going to actually add them together, 6 plus 1 is 7, and 8 plus 1 is 9. That's the actual answer. But 100 is really close to 97. So I will say that the estimate is not going to be the exact answer, but it will always be close to the answer. Sometimes we do that in math where we don't need the exact right answer, but we need something that's close. So make sure you have that written down. Number 6, letter B, go ahead and do that on your own. And then number 7, you're rounding to the lowest terms. I want you to do that on your own. But I wanted to try this on the board. Again, like I've said before, not all of you, but some of you kind of struggled a little bit with this on the test that we just had. So I wanted to kind of go over a little bit so that we can kind of review and make sure that we're doing these problems correctly. When you have this kind of problem on the board, a lot of you kind of some of you kind of put a fraction for the answer. We're looking for 1/2 of 36. We're not going to get an answer that's a fraction. Our answer is going to be either a whole number, so like 1/2 of 36. Just me looking at it already, I can tell you it's going to be a whole number. Sometimes though, it could be a mixed number. So I'll put an example of one with a whole number and one with maybe a mixed number. So this one, we're just dividing, which you should already know. You should look at this problem and instantly know, a division problem. That's all I have to do. So I'm going to have this 2 right here, and I'm going to take 2 and divide it into this number right here, 36. Divide 2 into 36. 2 will go into 3 one time. 1 times 2 is 2. Subtract. 3 minus 2 is 1. 1 is smaller than 2. Bring down this 6, and 2 will go into 16 8 times. So 2 times 8 is 16, and 16 minus 16 is 0. So my answer for this one is 18. Now, one that I did want to look at that maybe it doesn't go out evenly, an example might be letter F in the book. I'm not going to have you do this one, but I will do it on the board so that we can kind of see how we might do it. And another thing I wanted to point out with this one, my answer is 18. It's not 18 over 2. It's not 18 over 36. Nothing like that. It's just 18. The number 18 all by itself. We call that a whole number. So that's what I mean when I say that we're having our answer as a whole number. It's not a fraction. It's not a mixed number. It's not 18 and 1/2. It's just 18. So let's look at letter F. That's 1 over 4. So 1/4 of 39. And I'm looking at this one. I don't think this one is going to come out even because I have 4 divided into 39. Let's try it. When I say it comes out even, that means whether it has a remainder or not. So I have 39 right here. 4 will go into 3 0 times. So 4 will go into 39. We'll have 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36, 40. So 36 was really as close as I could get before going over 39. So I believe that's 9. 4 will go into 39 9 times, and 4 times 9 is 36. When I subtract, 9 minus 6 is 3. 3 is smaller than 4. So that's my remainder. I'm not going to just put 9 remainder 3. No. What I'm going to do is I'm going to write this remainder as a fraction. Write this remainder as a fraction. So I have 9, and then my fraction. If you remember how to write your remainder as a fraction, this number over here, whatever this number is going to be the bottom number of your fraction, your denominator. So 4 in this case, this number over here is 4, is going to be your denominator. And this number down here, your remainder, is going to be your top number of your fraction, your numerator. So your answer, write it bigger so you can see, is 9 and 3/4. That is the fractional part of 1/4 of 39. So 1/4 of 39 is equal to 9 and 3/4. And do you see what I mean when, like before with letter A, the answer was just 18. That was just the answer for letter A. This isn't for this one, but this was for number 8, letter A. For number 8, letter A. This is letter F. And this is 1/4 of 39. My answer is not just 9. It's not 3/4. It's 9 and 3/4. So make sure you're keeping those things straight. Okay? I'm going to let you finish this page. Finish number 6 on your own, finish number 7 on your own, and finish number 8 on your own. Make sure you do those things, and make sure you're being very, very careful with your math.